And it's Katie, and this is Classically Black Podcast,
where we talk all things classical music and black in the profession.
with trap beats playing in the background.
Alrighty, news this week. I have nothing to say.
I mean, neither do I.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm probably overlooking something, but like for an intro, but I guess we just news this week. Actually, first and foremost, if you have not voted for us,
What are you doing? Wait, hold up. When does this come out though? You know what I'm saying? Isn't it over at September?
is it?
Ain't it?
Okay, well,
We don't even know how it works. But yeah, either way, it could be a retrospect. Say what you was finna say. Talk your talk, Delaney.
right. So if you haven't voted for us, if it's closed already, then you should feel very terrible about it. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, you should. Professional hater. You are an enemy of progress.
Okay, wow.
I'm kidding. I am kidding. I am kidding.
Because I'm just saying, the way the numbers looking like, and the way our listeners look like so few people in the grand scheme have voted. So just know that you've hurt our feelings personally. Because we can see everyone who voted and everyone who didn't. So could you imagine? Could you imagine we could, and then we would reach out to people personally?
Right, we started adding people. I mean, I support it.
Petty.
I mean, it looks like right now, I don't want to say like, let me knock on some wood, but it looked like we ahead right now.
Viola?
It's all it's good for. So.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
See, you walk right into that one.
All right, so if the voting is still open, please vote for us. This is not the end. Also, like, this is just one part of it. I don't know if it's like you vote for the next round. It says that like everyone who wins their like little group or whatever, they go to another round and they have a chance to be named the pop pick of 2019. And I'm wondering if that's like they have a committee for that or what. I don't know how they're gonna pick it, but if they do leave it up to voting, then we're gonna need you to vote again. And for some of y'all,
and like
for
vote
the first
for
time.
real. Like vote for. I mean, yeah, that's a good point. I don't know how they're gonna pick, but I'm under the impression that it's monthly. You know what I'm saying? So, like, 'cause I think Cameron, who we'll be talking about later on today, I think she won last month or the month before last. You know what I'm saying? But you're right. I don't have no idea how they finna put it together.
All right. So now for the unpetty news this week.
Oh, there's something petty.
Okay. Well, the Sphinx Virtuosi are going to be starting their 14-city national tour.
What?
It starts at the New World Center on September 29th. The tour is called For Justice and Peace, and it features the world premiere of a piece by Xavier Foley, who was a Sphinx competition laureate. Also works by Bartok and Schubert. So yeah, they're gonna be doing two tours: a fall 2019 tour and a winter 2020 tour. In February and the beginning of March. And also some collaborative performances in April and May. So I'm going to link the page where you can buy tickets. I know they do have like some discounted tickets or something like that. They had like a promotion going on where they had some discounted tickets. So hopefully that's still going on by the time this comes out.
Right.
If not, full price is fine. Because we're supporting each other. Yeah.
Exactly.
By voting. So, what else? Oh, problem?
You get on my nerves when you do that. You remember that one episode? What was it? Off the cuff, and you were like, "Huh? So what are we talking about now?" And I was like, "I don't like you." It throws me off every time.
I don't see why.
What are we talking about now?
Reason why? All right.
All right.
So the other day, I guess probably about a week or two ago, by the time this comes out, the CEO of Los Angeles Philharmonic, Simon Woods, submitted his resignation letter effective immediately. Yeah, so that happened. There's really not that much information at this time about, I mean, he released a statement saying how great the LA Phil was and how his hopes and aspirations lie elsewhere. And I'm like, that must be nice to have a job that pays you over $1 million and
you aspire to more. That's the kind of energy I need.
And you could, my aspirations lie elsewhere. Where?
Right. I mean, because you really could throw me like 60 bands and I'd be good. You know what I'm saying? Where he working for? The Moon? What he doing now?
Okay, not the Moon. Yeah,
I mean,
wonder, because the last CEO, LA Phil had, I mean, he's been working there for like 2 years. The last one went to be the CEO of the New York Phil. So it's like, where are you going? I was about to say Chicago, but that's not much better at this point. I mean, they just hopped off of something tragic. So, well, not tragic.
I mean, yeah. Why would you go from the cream of the? No.
What?
Nothing.
What were you gonna say?
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
What were you planning on saying?
I almost sneeze. That's what I was like. Why would you? That's what I. That's what I.
Then what was the beginning of the sentence going to go to? Would love to know. Share the listeners with as well. That sounds like you're qualified.
My checkbook is semi-balanced.
Okay. That was on the list of prereqs. So yep.
Right. I know how to manage a budget. I mean, I don't have a budget, but like, yeah, I kind of just swipe my card and hope for the best. So I feel like
that's pretty much what we do too over there. So
that's what I'm saying. Like, I feel like at the end of the day, like, oh my God, can you imagine collaboration with LA Phil and Nicki Minaj? Oh my God.
What?
We want it to go well. LA Phil and Cardi B. Yeah, I'm applying. How you apply? What you got to do?
All right. Well, we were saying because also the LA Chamber Orchestra is hiring their new executive director.
Oh, that would be messy.
So, oh no, there ain't no way. Do you know how much less money they make? Like, not even in the same ballpark.
I mean, yeah, but that would be amazing. I mean,
really?
messy.
I don't think so. I feel like they would just be like, okay, you downgraded. Great for you.
Yeah, also the LA Chamber Orchestra will be looking at you like, so we can't give you what they was giving you.
Exactly. Like, not even close. Like a 10% of your salary. Like,
is it really?
I think they make somewhere like the executive director makes like somewhere a little over 100,000.
Really?
Yeah, maybe 150. Maximum 200,000. Maximum.
That's that dude's shoe budget.
But that's because LA Chamber Orchestra, when you're in that orchestra, that's not your only job. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's not like I feel they just don't play as much. But yeah, and I also don't feel like I feel like they just kind of coexist because they serve different purposes.
Oh yeah.
So I don't think it would be that messy. I think it would kind of just be like, I mean, you must have a master plan or something.
Okay. Maybe okay, and then you gonna see LA Chamber Orchestra, first orchestra on Saturn.
But so both of LA's powerhouse orchestras need leadership. Could you imagine? Okay, black woman.
That'd be amazing. Both. Can one of y'all? Can one of y'all apply?
All right, so you could be Black Excellence,
and forever.
Right. If I was qualified, I would, but.
What are the qualifications for that? I need to look into that. I might actually apply.
I know some of his career trajectory because I just was curious to know what is your career trajectory when you're in admin positions or executive positions in orchestras. Mm-hmm. And before LA, he was at Seattle Symphony. I think he did one more orchestra before that, and then before that he worked at a record label. like at something.
Oh shoot.
Yeah. So he I think that's where his background is as far as music. I was looking at another executive's career trajectory, someone on the executive team for the LA Phil, and they worked as like they worked at a museum, like in somewhere in their artistic realm. So I think, I don't know, I feel like there's like a basis of like management skills, and then like because actually I was looking at the job description for the executive director of LA Chamber Orchestra, and they were saying like background in music is preferred. But it
background in what? I didn't hear you.
Background in music is preferred.
Preferred?
Yeah.
You should have known I ain't here. You should have known I ain't here that the first time, because
I thought you were in shock. Yeah, I think it, or maybe it was, yeah. It was like arts background preferred, but like I think overall they're probably just looking for somebody that's going to know the business side of it. But I'm like, the business side of stuff, especially music, like with the things that you have to spend money on, like I feel like you have to have some sort of understanding of the needs of musicians, because they're gonna be like, well, couldn't you just boil the strings and then put them back on?
Right.
Like, you know.
And like, do y'all really need like y'all really gotta bring bases like in the plane? Like, can we just, you can't just strap it to the top?
Right.
Like,
do cellos really need to sit down? Because I feel like you just pull it all the way out, like it'll be fine. Like we don't need to waste money on chairs.
I feel like if we need to cut back anywhere, I think it's wasting money on chairs. So I'm thinking, we're a chamber orchestra anyway. Everyone stand, including, I was thinking timpani. If we strap them to you like a like a marching band. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great. Okay. So anyway,
all right.
Yeah. So both of those positions are, well, as of right now, 2 board chairs are acting as the CEO of LFL until they get that together in terms of like a search. Because I'm sure they're not gonna put no Google survey up and be like, so submit your application. Like, you know, I'm sure that.
Yeah, but that always confuses me. Like acting, so and so acting.
Why?
Because like, why don't you? They're not having conversations about promoting those people. You know what I'm saying?
What do you mean? Well, I mean, yeah, but like I think somebody just has to do the job while they figure out, are they gonna promote from within? Are they gonna do an outside hire? What, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I was talking to. I mean, it's a little different, but I was talking to a violist, and she was acting principal for like 2 seasons, and they still did a national search for a violist. And like, that kind of stuff just makes me very angry. It's a lot of people's stories, actually. Yeah, that's kind of. I mean, she took the audition and bodied it because she's that girl. I'm not gonna say who, but.
But I think this. Yeah, the only reason why I think it's a little different is because these people are on the board, and like, board members don't have a salary, and that's, you know, like, especially for a nonprofit. Like, I think it's a little different for like a board member to be acting CEO, because they're not really getting promoted from anything. Actually, the CEO answers to the board, so you know what I mean. Like,
yeah, it's a little different,
but I mean, we'll see.
Yeah,
press everybody email LA Phil and tell them Delaney for CEO. Could you imagine? What the heck would I be doing in there?
Never mind, I ain't gonna say that.
What?
I refuse to get in trouble today.
What are we gonna say? We're gonna trap her. I'm just saying, we're gonna trap her one good time.
I'm just saying, never mind. My experience with, never mind.
Catherine, you're almost there.
Nope.
You might as well just come out and say it.
I'm just saying, like, maybe not in our profession, but I feel like a lot of them CDOs be in them and not even CEOs, people underneath them, CFOs, whatever you want to say, be in there playing Candy Crush on their phone. So
I was about to say a very specific title of someone, so never mind.
I mean, we're just know that we're on the same page. Listeners might be confused, but let's just say, I'm not gonna say that after you said that, but being a white male in this country helps you out a great deal, and that's not even like them girls go classically black bitter again. It's like that's a fact, like an actual fact.
It's a literal fact. Like there's some there. It's not even so okay, but I'm sure that there's thousands, millions actually, but just thinking of what I've seen, like I've seen white men in their place of work and being like, I could never do my job that badly. I could never be that mediocre. Like I'm just like, wow, it's amazing.
It's honestly, it's spectacular.
You get paid to do nothing.
You get paid to do nothing, and like we've talked about this before. But it's like black people, and I feel like specifically black women, I mean, you can fight me on that if you want to, don't have the space to be mediocre. We don't have that privilege, because if you don't go above and beyond, then you get met with black people so lazy. Y'all just want handouts, like everything like that. And then also like that thing about like professionalism, which I realized like I'm going to a conference and I've been going through a lot with the director of the conference. And
elaborate.
Could you imagine? I think when this comes out, God willing, I'll be back. And I really wanted to be like, listen, no, I can't say that.
What?
I really wanted to be like,
you know, we only 18 minutes in. She'll slip up at least once.
I just don't understand why. I was telling my friend Ushane, I was like, this field, not even this field, across the board, it's like if you think about professionalism in the context of your friends and your family, right? If your friend or your family, whatever, starts to wild out, what you do? You wild out back, right? You meet energy, right? It's like if I'm like, Delaney, you know, but like, I don't like how you did that, and you'd be like, all right, bet, like what are we talking about, like what we doing, you know what I'm saying? You will meet my energy, because that's a relationship, whatever. But as soon as you put in a professional guise, it's like Sam can be wild as heck, and you can't say anything to him about it because then it's unprofessional. I don't have a problem with that, but it's like that's not going to ever change. But I feel like being professional is just an excuse for people to do whatever. Imagine having an executive job and not having to do, and you still get paid to do absolutely nothing. What the team members gonna say? What could you say?
You literally can't say nothing. Like, who you gonna go to?
Who you gonna go to? Because one, you'll look like you're complaining. You can't say nothing to them because then they're gonna complain about you, about how Delaney's unprofessional.
And you're superior. And what HR gonna do? I mean, let's be honest. HR's responsibility is to protect the company, not to protect you.
I mean, let's be frank. Let's have some real conversation.
So if you come to them about something the company gonna do wrong, that the company's doing wrong, they're literally just gonna do anything in their power to absolve the company of any responsibility. I mean, obviously that depends on the individual. I'm not saying that like the individual don't care about you, and depending on who it is, you know, they obviously might put some degree of extra effort into caring about you as a person, but overall, like the job description, they're protecting the company, not you. So,
right.
So if you say, well, y'all hired this person that don't do nothing, then I mean that's a potential lawsuit. So.
Right.
Because you're not getting promoted because they hiring this white dude over you, and here we go, complaining again.
Right. There's the blacks complaining, always wanting handouts.
How do we get here?
I'm just fed up. But what can you be fed up with? This is everywhere. Literally. This is everywhere across the board. This is across the board. People use professionalism as an excuse to be mediocre.
I feel like I don't know if everybody else is crazy or I just don't have good like office politics, because they'd be like, so how do we navigate this with it? I'm like, why don't you just tell them? Thank you. I'm like, why don't you just tell them what you mean instead of having a meeting about telling them about what you mean? Like I like
I couldn't tell you.
I just be sitting back watching it unfold like but like I said, lowest ranking employee. Like I mean, I know that like I mean people want me to voice my opinion obviously, but there's also a certain degree of like that's not your place, you know.
Also, yeah, deference. You're gonna wow out.
So what y'all need to do is
right. And even if you were to do that, they'll be like, "Oh, that's really nice," and it's gonna end right there. Right. Guaranteed, it's gonna end right there.
I don't know. A meeting. How do we tell Delaney that?
That we. Never mind.
Katie, you might as well just let it go. Just break the seal.
Because I'm trying to get that job. I'm probably gonna edit out all these never minds. People gonna be like, "Girl,
why? Just break the seal. Let it flow. Your cup floweth over with trife." Are we still in the news?
Yep.
Okay. I don't like. I feel like we're just afloat right now. Oh, lastly, someone sent over this video that the Minnesota Orchestra put out, which I had mixed feelings about them at the time because. Anyway,
what they doing over there?
Because when Garrett called them out.
I was like, yeah. Well,
I was like, it's not his fault y'all programmed another season of Dead White People, like Dead White Men.
Right, let's be frank. Like y'all don't even have enough couth to throw on a good Clara Schumann at a recital. Come on, sis. Y'all don't care.
Yeah, but they put a video up saying that they get the question a lot, what should you wear to a concert hall? So they made a video of like potential outfits and stuff.
Really? That's what y'all have time to do?
Okay. No, but it was everything ranging from like completely casual, like jeans, to black tie optional. Mm-hmm. But it made me like, I was kind of wondering, do you think there's a dress code to go into a concert?
Okay. I'm trying to think. Like, okay, if I think it. Because I'm trying to think. Okay, when you go to the RPO, right? Because it's at school, it's like you wear your school clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like you wear your. But like when I'm gonna flex when I go to like a CSO, especially when I go to yeah, probably RPO is the only exception. Anytime I'm going to a live performance, I'm dressed up.
How dressed up? Like business casual, like what?
Like literally like a dress. Like if I'm going to see like where's the last production I went to? I saw Hamilton. Yeah, I saw Hamilton in July, and I wore like a off the sleeve dress. Ooh. And then yeah, I go to the ballet a lot. I said that on the show, and I don't go to a lot. You hear me? I go every year. That's more than some people. When I go to the ballet, I wear like, I dress up. If I'm going to a concert, CSO, I don't know. But I probably wouldn't wear jeans. It depends how I dress it up. I don't know. I think it depends on the person. But I feel like there's certainly a bottom. Like, don't come in sweats.
Why not?
But then again, like, why not? Like, cause I think you should wear what you want. I think you should wear what you want. I mean, just don't be funky.
Okay.
That goes without saying. Just because it's like, I feel like when we keep wearing, I feel like when we have like a standard of dress for these shows, it's like, I mean, you could still, you could still respect the people on stage and be wearing yoga pants. You know what I'm saying? I feel like when you have to wear black tie, first of all, I would never wear black tie to an orchestra concert. Are you kidding? That's a gown.
Right.
For what? Unless it was if it was a gala before,
Mm-hmm.
you know what I'm saying? I feel like that would be the only exception.
Yeah.
Or a gala after. That would be the only exception. 'Cause I feel like we can hold classical music to this high art standard. It's not high art, it's just art. You know what I'm saying? Like if you wouldn't wear a ball gown to the art gallery, you know what I'm saying? That's kind of how I view it. Just don't be funky. That's one thing.
I feel like it's also like I feel like people tend to dress up more like black tie optional for opera.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's probably where, but I feel like just like literally everything else in classical music, like I'm sure there's somebody that has a super elitist opinion about this where you shouldn't be wearing no jeans, no nothing. I mean, I don't really go to concerts like that. I feel like I don't know. I feel like anytime I go to a concert, like I wear a dress, or something. But I also wear dress. Well, not when I'm in Rochester because it's 2 degrees all the time. But
all the time
when I'm in my comfort zone of sunny Los Angeles, I wear dresses pretty regularly.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like it's like my normal clothes work for that. Like I'm not like, oh, we going to a concert. Let me button up. And also like I feel like it's kind of I like that they put it out to show people like you can come as you are.
Yeah.
But also there's another side of that that's like, okay, can you? Because people will, like, some folks, I'm not gonna say who or what type of folks, will be judging you. But
I feel like also, isn't that like a just to segue off of that, isn't that like a, it's kind of how church is. It's like a come as you are, like that's literally what they say. But then it's like, you know, if there's that girl that come in freaking pajamas, you gonna be looking.
Yeah, I feel like, and then I feel like church is another thing that is like, it really just it's up to interpretation.
That is true,
because
and
like,
also depends on your church.
You were telling me like, oh, I always wear makeup to church and whatever, and I was like, dang, I never wear makeup to church. But then you wear jeans to church, and I never wear jeans to church. I think it just depends on like
it does
your
depend.
church, because like we're like for us, like we dress up for church.
Mm-hmm.
Like I, like put on your Sunday best, but
yeah,
but like that come as you are thing. Like I remember being at church and this girl, she was in like some ripped shorts or whatever, and I was like, sis. But then she like, I think she had stood up and said something, and I was like, you know what, Delaney, she was here last week and you weren't, so
what? Yeah.
So
I mean, like, I feel like for me, the older I've gotten, the more I've kind of like played around with like what I wear to church. You know what I'm saying? Like I remember like one Sunday I wore like a jumpsuit that had my shoulders out. I'm like, it's summer, right? And whatever, there's nothing wrong. Like whatever, there's nothing wrong with it. Like it wasn't a halter. Like I don't know how to describe it, but my shoulders are out, okay? And my grandma after church was like, why you come to church with your shoulders bare? And I was like, I'm completely covered, like whatever. I didn't feel no way being in there, so I pushed the boundaries a little bit. I might do jeans, but then my face is completely beat, and like my shirt, I don't know. It's up to, you're right, it's up to interpretation. Like,
right, so
whew. Let us know what y'all think.
Show up in one of them Lizzo unitards.
Can you imagine? I feel like ain't no way. I don't care. It gotta be a special type of church. Ain't no way ushers letting you pass the door in a Lizzo unitard. Ain't no. I don't care. I don't care. Bible says come as you are or whatever. Ain't no way.
They splashing you with holy water.
Right. There's no way. I can't think of one.
I can't even imagine the looks. Not even the looks, the words as well.
I'm like picturing my church, right? And I'm picturing Lizzo walking in a U-turn. And I can't even, 404 error. Like I can't even put it to words. And I feel like that'd be the same thing. You walk to a classical music concert.
Yeah. Or anywhere in public.
Or anywhere. And I mean, but like that's not drawing. I want to be clear. I'm not drawing parallels between the concert hall and a sanctuary. Like, I feel like we really got to stop with this whole like. Yeah, I think people on stage work hard and they put a lot of work into the music up there, but like, girl, it's just a performance. In my opinion, like, it's not high art. It's just art. Because you're not calling the African dancing in Ghana high art, so I don't think we should be calling classical music high art.
And I can guarantee you, as someone who's been on the stage on that side of the concert, I literally don't care what you wear. So
at all.
I can't even see you, and I'm not looking at you or for you.
I care that you don't clap between movements.
I've gotten desensitized to that over there.
Oh, it's so distracting. It ruins it. There are some pieces that it's like hard not to clap in between. Like the end of the first movement of Brahms' Piano Concerto No. 1, when the girls are just on the piano just going crazy, like she's like going nuts. You can't clap after that. You know, that's kind of like hard, but be ruining a moment.
That surprised because it surprised me when you were going to tell your sorors at your recital not to clap between movements. I was like, well, how they like that's not common knowledge. Like, how they supposed to know that?
I know, but I felt like it was rude because it's like
I feel like it's like, but not to tell them, they're gonna be like, dang, why didn't you say nothing? You know?
Yeah, when you said that, I was like, all right, I'm gonna say something. But I remember like asking you, like, should I say, because I don't want it to be like, which like, hey, you uncultured people, you know,
say all of that.
You know, that's where my brain goes.
You could just say like, it's, you know, like this customary to not clap between movements. To just say, you know, like, you gonna be the only person clapping.
I mean, and I told them, and they liked the in the group me, and they liked the message in the group me, and it was fine. It was silent between movements. But like, I didn't want to be rude. Like, y'all ain't never been to no classical junk before, so here's how it go.
Okay.
You know?
Yep, that voice exactly.
Yep.
Okay.
All of them got the same voice too. Sound just like that.
Okay. Great. Mm-hmm. All right. So the intermission.
Okay. Well, that took half an hour. So there goes. I mean, we can end the episode now, and that will be still over.
It was like more than news actually, because it's not like we just did the news. Like we floated off, so we kind of did a topic. Yeah. The whole what we just did was the topic. Whatever tangent we went off before that could have been the intermission. So thanks for listening to Classically Black Podcast.
Oh wait, there's still a piece in there. Oh wait, we talked about Brahms.
Oh yep.
Cool. And I mentioned Cameron. I mentioned her earlier. Great. All right, y'all. Thanks for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media. Meanwhile, Delaney's literally closing her computer as we speak.
So see you next week.
Yep. Same time, same place. Oh, well, literally never the same time or the same place. It's never consistent. Oh no, we've been doing really, really good. That's not the point. Okay, intermission. So
yeah, people are like, is it ending or
right? No, I mean, if they looking at the thing, you see, it's still however long as it is.
Hour left.
The episode of the read last week, Kid Fury was like, I have 4 short reads. I'm like, we're gonna be here for at least half an hour.
Right, but now I looked at the clock and it was only like 25 minutes left. And I was like, oh, he did a good job.
Oh, he did. I stopped right at his I stopped right when he started.
He blew through like the last couple.
Oh, because he spent a lot of. Okay, I'm lying. I listened to his first read. I was like, yeah, we're gonna be here for a long little bit. Okay, right. That's good. He said
4. I was like,
because when you be having one quick thing, it's 45 minutes. I mean, I want to be clear. I stand. I do. Right. I think I enjoy his reads more. I love both of them, but if I had to pick, because Crystal's are like always insightful, and his are like, yeah, I put too much sauce in the wings. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. So I saw this thing going around Facebook where it was like, describe your job in the worst possible way, like get the worst possible description.
Wait, things go around Facebook?
I guess among the people that I've seen it multiple times, people would post like the same picture.
Oh, I see.
And they'll be like, describe your job in the worst possible way. So like if you were if you were a construction worker, you could say like, I play with big Legos all day, something like that. I don't know. So I gave Delaney a couple of things. I wanted to try the same thing. Describe your job in the worst possible way. I gave some points. I gave her some things to choose from. We didn't normally we split up stuff half and half, like I'll do 3, she'll do 3, but I didn't really tell her. I just told her to pick. So I said describing a music student, describe a lesson, describe teaching, describe auditions, describe rehearsal, or describe a concert or a recital in the worst possible way, like a way that wouldn't make any sense. I wish I had one in front of me. I usually have an example, but you get the idea with the construction worker. Okay, so maybe you'll go and I go, and you'll tell me which ones you picked and how you described them.
Yeah, I'm bad at this.
I didn't. It wasn't as easy as I thought it was gonna be. I ain't finna hold you.
I was like, dang, you always coming up with something tricky, trickster.
Okay, not tricks. Okay. Oh, trickster. Oh,
I'm gonna call you Trixie.
Well, better than what you have my name saved in your phone. So go ahead and change that.
You've had some iconic names over the time in my phone. The last time your name was Katie Brown in my phone.
What a time!
I couldn't even tell you.
What a special time! Like my name is my mom picked it. She likes it.
That's great.
I
That's
like
good
it.
For her.
Okay.
Well, then why you changed it to Katie then? She ain't named me Katie. You should name me Catherine.
Delaney, which ones?
Can I apologize to her?
Okay. You're annoying.
You broke the seal. All right. So the first one I did was I'm a music student.
Okay, yeah, I didn't do one for this. I couldn't think of it.
Okay. Mine's very simple. And I scream at a wooden box all day.
You scream at your basses?
I scream in the practice room sometimes if I'm frustrated.
Oh, out of anger?
Like it literally, like, just like a short, like I'm gonna move back from the mic so that I don't kill y'all. But like, I'll be like, okay.
Oh my goodness!
Like,
are you okay?
Oh my God. It's hard to do it. It's hard to do it when I don't feel it.
Yeah, I feel
like if I'm frustrated, like I'll let out a little scream. I'll let out a scream and be like, all right. So what's next?
What are we doing now?
Right. So now that that's out of the way.
Jesus.
You don't get I get frustrated. I'm frustrated. I mean, I've gotten so much better. And I am not one. I'm easily irritated, but I'm not easily angered.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But that thing is one thing that can make me angry.
I try to be.
Practicing used to make me angry.
Really?
Yeah, I used to actually for a long I used to now practice because I hated the way I sounded, which was counterintuitive. I know. I mean, counterproductive. I know, but like it was a whole thing I had to work through, of like just getting upset, and like I used to quit playing my instrument all the time. I used to be like, you know what, I can't do this. I quit. Never gonna be good enough. Quit.
Wow.
Bye. Yeah.
Jeez.
It was a problem. I actually the last time not the last time, but like when I seriously considered quitting my instrument was like a month before I got to Eastman. But then I was like, well, I got into Eastman, so I should try it.
Wow.
And it was a recording that did that to me, because I that was a period of time where I was like, okay, I really have to work through this if I'm gonna do this, like of practicing and stuff, because like I was practicing and hating everything I sounded like, everything that I heard. So when I played, I recorded myself and I heard it and I was like, yeah, I'm not cut out for this.
Jeez. But that just goes to show, like, the way we talk to ourselves be freaking wild. Like,
yeah, I was like, I need to be realistic. This is never gonna happen. Like, but then I was like, okay, literally, like, I got an Eastman and the teacher saw something in me, so I should probably chill.
Yeah, I mean, but I think those moments be those moments be important, and then you just bring it back. You be like, okay, so you done wilding now, or?
Right? Like, because yeah, that's my one.
I know we said we're gonna go. You do all yours, right?
Oh, I thought we was gonna go back and forth.
I mean, we can go back and forth. Okay, I literally. Okay, I don't. Okay, I said describe a lesson. Did you do that one?
No.
Okay, I said I spend an hour with someone while they tell me how everything I'm doing can be much better.
I mean, sure.
I've already talked about this. I think it's freaking weird, but I think it's so bizarre. Like constant feedback, okay, I understand that that's not the whole lesson. Like, literally, like the most people follow the format where you play something, you say everything you liked about it, and then you start working on the stuff that you need to work on, and then you end with a holistic, like, you have a great start on this. That comment can be annoying depending on when. I remember I put
right. Yeah, I had a great start on this piece that I've been playing for a year and a half. Great, thanks.
Right, but I was in studio class and someone was playing, and then another student was like, "You have a great start on this." I'm like, "She's been playing this for like a month," and I'm like, "You're not slick." Like, that is freaking rude.
That's rude, especially coming from a student. I'd be like, "Okay, whoa, Nelly."
Yeah, I mean, I've heard Mr. Taylor's been like, "You have a great start on this" because it's like week 1, like, but like. Yeah, I don't think it's ever happened to me now that I think about it. But yeah, I think that's weird. Okay, next.
All right, I did describe an audition.
Same.
Did you? Okay. I said I crammed 8 months of work into 30 seconds.
I freaking felt that. Okay, that hurt.
Then you hear the tap. Great, thanks.
Ow! That's really what it be. Jesus. Yeah, this weird.
Oh, let me not say that. Never mind.
Oh, yeah, you're gonna have to. I'm gonna remind you because I need to know what she was finna say. I know it had to be trifling. Soon these mics come off. Wow. I mean, I might like. I know what an audition is, but it just don't feel good when you said it like that.
Yeah.
And to be fair, you ain't that far off.
I'm far off.
No. Okay, not 30 seconds. 5 minutes.
I mean, yeah. Well, 30 seconds if they cut you off. Yeah.
That's what I'm about to say. Well, if you took an L, when they don't want to hear no more, when they've heard enough.
Yeah. When they're like, I don't even care to continue. Like, you've already blown it. There's nothing. Look, you could play every single other thing perfectly and it wouldn't matter.
And I'm just not interested, actually.
And I'm actually not confident in your ability to do so. So
Have you been cut off in the middle of an excerpt before?
No. But I also haven't taken very many auditions.
Oh my God. And then people have to be like, you don't know, they probably heard enough. I'm like, actually, yeah, right, yeah.
Maybe I have in a seating audition.
And it's been in the same
I've heard a
excerpt.
laugh in my audition
Oh,
before.
no, you have not.
Yes, I have. I mean, it was terrible and I didn't practice for it. It was it was week 6 seating at Interlock, and I was like, I've been here all this time. I've been here for 5 weeks. I know where I stand.
Okay. That's true. Like, for sometimes when, like, back in the day when I used to be dead last, like, when we practice, we all know we practice for.
Let me just go ahead and practice this little concerto, and who cares about this excerpt?
Okay, but you should not be laughing at a kid. People forget how hard classical music is, especially the people at the top.
Yeah, and I think, the conductor at Eastman, like, sometimes it's rude in auditions, and like our teacher had to say something about it. Because I remember one time, like, this one thing, he was like, okay, can you play it like this fast? And started like snapping or whatever. And I was like, if I could play it that fast, I would have. What are you talking about?
Exactly.
You know dang well I can't play it that fast.
I've been in an audition before, and they said that they wanted me to play something slower. And that's always great. I mean, can it be? Is it gonna be steady? Well, girl, I don't know. But
right.
jeez. Oof. I did auditions. I said I played my heart out to a curtain.
That's funny. Why? I didn't even think of that.
I hate that junk. I think it's so
my heart
dumb.
out to a curtain. You suck. Like it's the only thing there.
The last audition I took, it's dumb. I don't know. I get that they don't want, especially in America, like y'all oughtn't change it. I mean, you can make it better, but y'all, this country and its racism, I think it's for the best. We should have 3 curtains.
Okay.
But yeah, you go backstage and it's all. I mean, you have your little friend, the proctor, and he be back there. He's like, "Oh, you sounded so good."
Oh
but
my gosh, I remember. So me and someone else we were doing like auditions. So for this tour that Yola is doing, they did blind auditions, and twice. So twice the person that I was paired up with, like he was in the room proctoring, and I was the one like walking the musicians back and forth, because like a lot of them, this is their first audition, they're kids, so like I was like supposed to be, you know, helping them know where to go and like giving them words of encouragement and telling them how a blind audition works and that sort of thing. And like, first of all, I texted him and said, like, the teachers want a break, and I was like, are they all back in the classroom, because I'm gonna bring the next person up? And he's like, yeah. Tell me why I step off the elevator to come face to face with all the judges with the student next to me.
No.
And then another time, because I was like, what, you said they were all in there. And then another time he opens the door and he's like, yeah, so Daniel can come in now. I'm like,
wow.
I can hear you.
Wow.
And like, as soon as he said it, he was like, oh. I was like, you were bad at this.
Okay.
This is not for you.
You're bad at this. Wow.
It's only a matter of time for my teacher to say that to me. Could you imagine?
No, I couldn't.
Listen, you're bad. Not even this piece, like this, the viola.
First of all,
you're just bad at it overall.
First of all, my teacher ain't gonna say that to me, because you let me into the school so that we could end right there.
Right.
Okay. And but if we wanted to go further, you're not gonna talk to me anyhow. So, okay, you bad at teaching. Period. Oh, what? Like, what you mean I'm bad at this? No. Can you imagine taking an audition and you get a comment back? The comment to say like, yeah, you're bad at this. I wouldn't consider it different.
Wow. Have you tried retail?
Not even teaching. No, well, we would want you to pass on your can't do with. At the end of the day, the panelists really want you to do your best. Yes. I actually believe that. They want to find somebody. Right. I actually do believe that. I really do.
That's what made me. Oh, sorry. What were you gonna say?
No. Go ahead.
No, I said that's what made me like. That's why I don't get nervous in auditions anymore. Because like, first of all, I trust that, like, especially when I was going through college auditions, like, I'm like, I trust that like the people on this panel can hear things that I can't and see things in me that I can't, which is why I'm going to study with them. You know, like, if you're hearing all the same exact things and looking for all the same things, then like, what you need to study with them for? You say with yourself. So
right.
like knowing that, first of all, they've been there before, they know what you're going through. Second of all, they want to find somebody, they want you to be that person. And third of all, like, you don't know what they're looking for. So all you can do is be as prepared as you can be, and like, that's it. Like, I haven't gotten nervous at an audition since I accepted that. I
mean, that's all really nice and stuff, but I still get nervous. Like, I hear what you're saying, but that's all real nice. It sounds real good to me.
But you know what? That's also that's school auditions. Like, an audition for like something that's a learning opportunity. That's not like no big gun, high stakes audition. Like, I need this audition so I can have a job so I can eat.
Yeah,
like I feel like that's a whole other monster.
Because
and, like, that's less understanding.
Yeah, taking an audition, it's like, first of all, I've been to auditions where like they don't pick nobody. Like, nobody was good enough. So it's like, yeah, they looking for somebody, but like, they don't want nobody here. And And like, yeah, they want you to do it. They want you to play your best, but also like it has to be perfect. And like, I know people like it can never be perfect. I get it, but like, it has to be as close to perfect as it can be because they don't want nobody who's gonna rush. They don't want nobody who's gonna stick out. They don't want nobody who doesn't have a good sound. And like, yeah, orchestras want certain things. There's some people who will advocate for a good sound, but if you have a good sound that sound like Hot Dookie in the middle of July, like no one's gonna.
Oh, okay.
No one's gonna want to hire you. So, yeah. I've said that word since like grammar school. Where'd that come from? Oh no, I say Dookie braids.
No. Okay.
Remember Dookie like plaits?
Yes. Yeah, but I mean, I feel like when I was doing my college auditions, I thought like I wasn't nervous for anything. About Eastman was my second to last audition. The one I had after that was one of my safety schools, which I bombed it, but I still got in.
Isn't that crazy how God works?
Right.
But some schools I'll be looking at like, how so what y'all here?
I thought like for sure I was like, okay, I haven't been nervous for any of my auditions, but Eastman is my top school, for sure I'm gonna be nervous in there. But I wasn't, and I think that's what helped. And also because my teacher is very nice and like welcoming, and he was the only person in there, and like, you know, so yeah, it also would have been like, and maybe it was different if I had like a whole panel of people and they writing stuff down, and they, you know, like, I mean, he was writing stuff down as well, but like, you know.
Yeah, I mean, when I auditioned at Indiana, there was like 8 of them in there, 8 violas, and I was like shaking in my boots. It was also my first one. But Eastman, I had a different mentality for Eastman. Like, up until that point, everybody knew Katie wants to go to Eastman. Like, that's all I would talk. I was talking about that for like 9 months, right? No, even probably longer than that, like a year and a half. So when it came time to take my Eastman audition, I'm like, girl, you gonna play down. You gonna play for your life. Like, that's how. And I honestly, I've never been able to recreate that feeling. Like when I take an orchestral job audition, like honestly, like beta blockers keep me sane. Like that's I take a beta blocker and it's like, okay, I can focus on playing because it's like, yeah, I want this, and girl, you gotta play for your life. But like it's different because like you said, the school is like different. The school is like they want to fill their studios. Now what they want to fill it with is up to them, but
yeah, they're not looking. Well, most schools aren't looking for finished products.
Yeah, we gonna keep it at most. Yeah. I got a couple schools in mind, but yeah. So that's that. Last one.
My last one was concert.
Okay.
I said I get all this. I get all dressed up to rubber wooden box in front of 6 people.
Okay, not rub, and also.
I don't rub it.
No.
With some hair. You rubbing the hair against the. You're not. Ask Peyton. Peyton's so butthurt over us saying that you pushed them 3 little buttons on that trumpet that he would agree.
Oh, he was irate. That's what you got. You ain't got no valve or nothing. I mean, it is a valve, ain't it? Whatever, you know what I mean.
Okay, music at degrees, jumping out. Music at degrees, plural.
Okay, strings, emphasis.
That's true.
I have to teach trumpet this fall. That's another conversation. I don't know what I'm gonna tell. I don't know what I'm gonna tell that little girl. Cause I took a job where they want to build a strings program, but there's still students there that have played other instruments, and I want to honor that. So I guess me and this little girl gonna be staring at each other because you don't do it, I don't know what to do. So. Oh, okay. Yeah, Peyton would agree with that. See, there you go, Peyton. You're welcome. I did describe teaching. I say I lock myself into a room full of kids and watch them play javelin with their instruments.
Javelin.
They don't throw their instruments. They don't pelt them across the room.
Oh, I don't know. They sit on them. Drag them.
They might have. I've seen people drag cellos. I'm like, you
drag violins too.
I have
sit stuff on top of basses. I mean, I've set my backpack on top of my bass like to dig through it,
That's different. Like you're also holding up the majority of the weight of the backpack.
Yeah, I'm
and
not
your base is
sitting on it. Like I see people sit on their stuff and like I put their feet up, and then when people, I've seen people walk up to and lean on my base. I'm like, this is not a table.
First of all, it's not yours. We could start there.
Right.
I mean, even like the treatment of cases, like kids treat cases terribly. I never understood. Like, I remember this guy came in to work with the place that I almost said the name, the place that we work at, and he came to work with the kids, and the kids, like, I mean, especially the shorter kids, but whatever, they put their feet on top of their cases when they sit on the chairs, and adults can be so rude to kids because they use sarcasm, but it goes over their head. He was like, "That is amazing. I did not know that your violin came with a footrest. Like, where can I get one?" And I was like,
"Now where can I get one?"
You want to do all that? First of all, they're 8. That sarcasm went right over their head.
Right? They're like, "Yeah,
yeah," or "It didn't come with it. It's my case."
Right.
Oh, poor Tink. Anyway, yeah, I'll probably put this on Instagram story. I'm curious to see what. I mean, I feel like we have a trifling following, not 100% trifling, but enough. Yeah. Okay, and we're moving on. So, another thing that's been going around. This is more in the YouTube. I spend a lot of time in the YouTube community. Oh, I've been watching a little YouTuber. What's her name? Sophia. She's quite interesting.
Yeah.
Also, I like listening to her speak because I need to take some lessons from her. You can hear every single letter and every word that she says. Like, and she be doing like some interesting stuff. She went to that cheese
park, yeah,
that in Korea, and like I will go there, but also for what? Like, what am I gonna do there?
Literally. And
I wanted to comment on her video because like she said that the Von Trapp children were missing. There was 2 missing. I'm like, nuh-uh. There's 7 Von Trapp children. But I thought that's my favorite movie. Sound is my favorite movie. Maybe my favorite. My favorite musical. Is it? It's probably tied with Mary Poppins. Anyway, yeah. So in YouTube land, a lot of people do these assumption videos where they'll ask on IG like, "What is an assumption you have about me?" And then they'll do a video on it. So, like, if Delaney were to do a post like, "Tell me an assumption you have about me," you would tell her, and then she would do a video on it, and she'll react to it. So Delaney, I think Delaney stuck.
Yeah, Katie, tell me an assumption you have about me.
I don't have assumptions about you because I know you. Okay,
well, what's an assumption you used to have?
I didn't know you at all. That you don't like talking to black people.
Are you
that's
kidding?
That's a perfect assumption.
I can't believe you would think that.
Not okay. Maybe not. Let me rephrase it.
Oh
yeah, probably.
You thought about me.
That's probably the assumption because that one day when I was walking to class and you were walking to the dorms and you literally turned your head.
I did not
the other
turn
way.
my way and look.
It's replaying in my mind. Katie, I remember it was cold. No, it wasn't.
You've seen my passport photo where I thought I was smiling. I swear, it looks like a mugshot. I probably like did a little smile towards you, which probably did not come across on my face at all.
I was like, because I remember seeing, I was like, oh, that's another black girl because the one that was here at the time. Who? Not who. So I was like, oh, there's another black girl here. We told the story so many times. Delaney looked the other way. I was like, oh, okay, that's what we do.
Look the other way, Katie. I would never ever. I would lay down my life on.
Okay, I see it happening in my. Not your life.
My life.
I see it happening in.
I would never ever do that.
I literally see it right now. I mean, it worked out. Hey, girl, we have a podcast and whatever, but like, I see it.
Okay, like, well, you are mistaken.
I can't even tell you what you were wearing. You were wearing. I can tell you what you were wearing. Like, and the bus was right there.
I'm telling you what I'm telling you right now at the second is that I smiled at you and it probably did not come across as a smile. That is what I am saying.
Okay, girl.
Nah, don't okay, girl me. This podcast is over. I am so sick of her slandering my name.
That's
one thing I will say that you assume about me, and a lot of people assume about me, is that I don't like to be touched.
Yeah, like okay, so I went Delaney. I don't know. You can get a glimpse of her personality because let's be honest, like we give you out a lot, but like you don't know everything about us. You have a glimpse of our personalities, and So I went to Delaney's house like back in January of last year, and she all over. I know it's her mom, but she all over her mom, and she all kissy kiss. And I'm like, what is going on? I know it's your mom. I'm like that with my mom, especially like when I want to be annoying. I'm all over my mom. I'm clingy, but like she wasn't even trying to annoy her mom. She was just. I was like, is everything okay? Like, are you okay? Like I was so lost. Like, yeah, yep. I see you speechless right now.
I've had close friends be like, I know you don't like to be touched, but like, can we hug? I was like, I've never ever said that. Like, people just assume that I have an aversion to people touching me. I don't like people I don't know touching me. That's something. Like,
see, also with that, like, because I've never, I don't think we've ever hugged ever. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
Oh no, maybe one time.
Maybe once, yeah. But also, it's different. Like with people that you talk to every single day.
Every day, yeah. Like I don't hug Nikki. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But
like Peyton, I hug Peyton like at the beginning and ending of every conversation we have.
Oh,
and it's just
that's also his character. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. I forgot what I was saying. Ooh, that certainly threw me for a loop. And I get it. I know it's your mama, but like,
I mean, if you think that's off-putting, you should wait till you see me with my nephew. Oh,
see that I feel like my eyes might run. You don't like kids. I feel like my eyes, and it always throws me off guard when you be like, look at my nephew. I'll be like, are you okay? Like,
nah, look at my nephew.
That's how you talk about him. And I'll be like, hey,
oh yeah, that reminds me. I got pictures of him with a dog. So it's my two favorite things on this earth. So,
but not kids and dogs. Just
him.
Just him and Changa.
But also my sister has a dog that I haven't seen in a long time, but he's so cute. It's them together
like that. Well, I ain't gonna lie, that threw me for a loop.
Yeah, I be kissing on him and baby voice and everything. But
I don't know if I'm ready for that. I'm gonna have to build myself up for that.
Okay.
What's the assumption you have about me, Delaney? Oh Lord, I shouldn't have asked that.
No, I can't think of one off the top of my head.
See, because it's hard for something like when influencers, when influencers do this, it's like, because it's the same thing like with us, except like I feel like we share more because we're here longer. But like when people are throwing up 20-minute YouTube videos, you cannot. They pick what you want. But they want you to see. You know what I'm saying? Like. Whereas us, if we're having a conversation, they're more like, I'm gonna show you my day, but I'm cutting out the parts where my kids are having a temper tantrum. I'm cutting out the part where like this. I'm cutting out that. I'm just showing you my day in 15 to 20 minutes. So people really do like, you have 100, like you stacking and you got all this money and you stuck up and stuff like that.
I'm trying to think of something. If it comes to me like in the middle, I'm gonna say one.
Yeah, but it's hard. You know me, so
yeah.
You can't assume anything about me.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of like back to when we first met, but like it was a normal circumstance. It wasn't no like, ooh, impression,
Mm-hmm.
Like we just met and it had a normal conversation before we were trifling. So
that didn't last long.
Days. Yeah.
I'm about to say like
about 2 days.
That car ride. Yeah, I was like, oh, okay, so we on the same page. Okay, so we say all that to say that I'm curious as to know what assumptions people have about classical music. So we're gonna share the ones that we have heard or have experienced that people have about classical music, and then I might ask y'all as well to share. This was sparked by a conversation I had with my soror that literally had me in stitches. Because it's crazy what people think about classical music. So we're gonna go back and forth, and we'll share with you some assumptions that we've heard people have about classical music. Okay, the first one that I've heard way too often is that people think classical music is boring, and it's like, I understand why one might think, but honestly, like your 1-4-5-6-5-1 song compared to like an expansive work by Brahms with a bunch of chromaticism, like how can that be boring? And I understand like a lot of classical music doesn't have words, but then it's like there's plenty of classical music that does have words. So like I feel like to have a blanket statement of like classical music is boring, I mean, I feel like you have to do better than that. Especially like classical music is so expansive. It's like, if you don't want to, I can understand why one wouldn't want to sit through a 40-minute symphony. You know what I'm saying? Like, where you're not quite sure what's happening. There's things that are exciting, but you might not quite know why it's exciting. Sure, I can understand that. But also, like, there's opera. There's, like, so many other things in between. There's ballet, if we want to kind of jump over there. So to call classical music, like, boring, I'm like, girl, that's not a stupid assumption, but it's like, I feel like it, and also, like, I know people, you have to understand classical music. I really don't think you do. I feel like it starts off slow and quiet. It gets loud and big, and then it goes somewhere, and you hear this idea coming back. And
you hear all these there's so many different instruments on stage. You got a whole bunch of different sounds that you can hear. Like, it's not just one thing. Like, okay, yeah, you got, like, in pop music, like, okay, you have the background music and you have the singer, but, like, you got, like, 14 different instruments on stage.
Yeah,
you know, you could hear a sound, you're like, dang, I didn't even know that instrument could make a sound like that.
Right. I remember,
you know,
I don't even like Stravinsky. I remember playing Rite of Spring one time, and this big old sack butt looking thing came from the back of the orchestra, and I turned around, I was like, what is that? Like,
yeah,
I don't, it's probably not a sack butt, because, like, that's literally not what a sack butt is, but literally this instrument, someone tell me what it is. It's like this massive, like, literally at least 10-foot instrument, like, up in the air. And I was like, it sounded like if a bassoon and a it sounded like if a bassoon and a tuba had a baby.
Ooh, that sounds like my type of instrument.
And then
low sound.
It was low, but it also, like, it sounded like a 1,000-year-old goose at the same time. Like, it was wild. And I turned around, and maybe I remember it way more colorful than it was, but I remember being startled. I was like, what is that? And I turned around, this big old thing. I'm like, oh shoot, like, what is that?
Mm-hmm. Or like, but the Mahler 6, the hammer, like,
right, like,
it'd be some crazy stuff. It's
crazy. And I understand there's stuff happening in between that one might think is boring if you don't hear the harmony switches, and you're not. But even me, like, I'm not a theorist. Like, I remember when we listened to when we did Florence Price 3 at Gateways, Richard was like, oh, and then the harmony, I was like, nah, it just slapped. So it was nice to listen to. Like, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I know I'm biased. You know, I've dedicated my life to this art form. So it's like, of course, I don't think it's boring. I mean, I sure as heck hope not, you know, but like, I feel like just as a blanket thing, like, to say, like, oh, classical music is boring, like, you haven't explored the depths of classical music to say it's boring. Some stuff really do be hidden, and not all of it, you know, but, like, some stuff really be hidden. So that's mine. I get that a lot. Like, I ain't gonna that boring old thing. I'm like, okay, sis,
right.
And, like, whatever. Like, I have people come to you know, they go do recitals or whatever. But I be checking into my mom, like, so how was that? And I think my mom listening to it is different. Like, I'm her kid on stage, you know? Like, that's a different connotation than it being like, yeah, let's go on down to the symphony. My mom would be like, I'm super good on that. What were you going to say?
Let's see, an assumption I get. Okay, so walking around town with a bass is going to get you a lot of different reactions.
That has to be annoying. That has to be annoying.
It's very annoying because I appreciate, like, just yesterday I was walking up my street and someone in actually a big truck was like slowing down and, like, driving at my walking speed.
What?
Like, yes. I was like, do you not understand how creepy this is?
That is creepy. What you gonna do? Drop your bass and run? Like,
exactly. Like, and at first I wasn't turning around because I'm like, okay, and he wasn't saying nothing. Like, he was just looking at me. Like, and then eventually, like, he tried to say something, but the truck was too loud. I couldn't hear him, and I'm like, I appreciate your interest. I really do, but, like, I'm just trying to live my life. Like,
and like, no, it's not a body. Like, that's not.
Okay, like. Yeah, and it's just like everyone thinks that they say, like, every now and then you hear somebody say something that you ain't never heard before in terms of, like, guesses. But most of the time it's like the same, like, cliches, like, oh, that's bigger than you. And like, or someone will just be like, that's big. And I'm like, yes. I don't know what I'm supposed to say that. Like, yeah, like, you're correct. I don't know.
Like, very good.
Right. You know the difference between big and small. Like, I don't know. Like, I get it, but like, honestly, like, what am I supposed to say to that? My mom's like, you're supposed to elaborate and whatever. I'm like, elaborate.
Okay, but if you elaborate with every person,
exactly. I'm like, that's not an interesting topic to me. Like, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna break some of mine up. One of the biggest assumptions that I get when I tell people that I play the bass, not even when they see it, when I tell people I play the bass, is that I play jazz because I am brown.
Yeah, I feel you on that.
That's like by far one of the biggest assumptions I get when I tell people I play the bass. Now, for some people, I get that it's sort of a connection for them to know like what the bass is, and for that, like, I see that because like if the bass is not there, like, I'll be like, I play the bass, and they're like, oh, like the upright one and the like jazz, and I'm like, yeah, but it can also be played in the orchestra, and like that's like a teaching moment because like for a lot of people they connect that instrument from there, like they connect the instrument to jazz, which is fine.
Yeah.
But for some people, they're like, you don't play jazz? Why don't you play jazz? But you black. And I'm like, oh, for real?
Okay.
Like,
okay. Not.
Like, I remember somebody being like, how could you be black and not black?
Okay, now how could you?
You don't play jazz. I'm like, it's pretty easy. I wake up, don't play jazz, repeat.
Yeah. How can you?
Well, go back to sleep, then repeat.
Like, how can you be this ignorant? That's another question we can ask.
Not how can you be black and play the bass and not play jazz? Like, what?
Yeah, and like going off of that, like an assumption I hear often is like, so you don't know how to improvise? You don't know how to play nothing but that? I'm like, okay. Girl.
What you mean, but?
Right. Like, no, I don't know how to improvise. You know how hard? Okay. People don't have no concept of how hard. Like, I remember I was talking to my friend Nikki, who played violin before. She's not new here. She knows I work hard or whatever. I was like, yeah, I gotta go. I'm trying to do 6 hours today. And she was like, 6 hours, and I was like, yeah, because it's gonna take me at least an hour to get my fingers feeling right. You know, it's like, and like Nikki knows how hard it is. So that's like not a great example, but it's like people don't know how freaking hard. Like, it's like it has to be in tune, and then the note before that note got to be in tune. They got to be in tune going into the next note, and then they got to be in tune with the key, and then the rhythm got to be just da 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 da. Oh, it's too much. If you think about it too much, like, you will go crazy about how everything. Sure, you don't know.
Fortunately.
Assumption I get sometimes. I heard this from a soror. She was like, wait, the RPO gets paid? And I was like, you know, I try not to be looking dumb because it's like people don't know. But it's like, it don't matter how much you love this art form. Ain't nobody doing it for free. Like, you really think some of y'all are. Because some of y'all keep signing up for a certain something, but that's none of my business. But it's like, it don't matter how much some people love some stuff. You're not gonna get all the musicians of that caliber, like 70 of them, to come to double rehearsals multiple times a week and put on a concert 3 times a week just cause. You have community orchestras all the time, and they meet once a week after work hours, and they put on, 4 concerts a season. That's it.
Not RPO gets paid. That's hilarious.
Girl, I had to say my face because I'm like, she don't know. But like, girl, like literally a top regional orchestra. You have another...
Y'all, that's y'all hobby? Y'all.
Oh my God, that hobby word. At this point, it ain't no hobby.
Right. One thing that I saw from a video that like y'all must watch is there's a YouTube channel called Black Folk Don't, and there's a video called Black Folk Don't Listen to Classical Music. Like, some people were saying like kind of similar to what you said about classical music being boring. That like it just has no groove.
No,
you can't. I'm like, when I tell you, I be throwing it back. So all kind of classical music, like
there's no groove to it.
Like, are you kidding?
What? Are you even at its most simplistic form? Classical music has a groove.
Listen,
like at its most, I'm okay. I would never say Bach is basic. I would never say that. But if you think of something like a small little melody like that, at its most basic form, classical music is lit.
right?
Okay, girl. What?
I feel like
y'all are spreading lies. Spreading lies.
Right.
Stop it. Stop the madness.
I mean, what are we doing? Like, I don't get it. I just don't get it.
This is stressing me. I'm about to get one of them rashes again on my face.
I feel like people just always assume that you can't dance or move to classical music the same way, and I'm like, you literally can. You just never tried it because it makes you feel weird.
But I ain't gonna hold them. You know what makes them feel like they can't do that?
What?
Them same folks that think you should wear a 3-piece suit to the CSO.
That's true. That is very true because like just like One Set Violin did with twerking to.
You're not slick at all. You're not slick at.
Idea.
Okay, but still, you're not gonna just slide it in like that. You're not slick at all. I mean, I ain't gonna hold you. I haven't called him that because I'm still trying to figure out the meaning. I mean, keep going.
Yeah,
my bad.
like there's people like them, but well, if you twerking to classical music, then it's sacrilegious. Like, boy, if you don't get out of the way so I can bounce my cheeks to this Mozart.
I remember my dear friend Eileen, like I forgot where we were. We were probably at Ravinia, which makes it even worse because Ravinia is like, it's not real, girl. It's like, girl, we basically listening. This is an over glorified radio station because when you're not in the pavilion, you can't see nothing. You're literally just there with your picnic and your whatever. Because you can't see you, like that's how like when I got to the Hollywood Bowl and I saw that everybody have a seat. Because I remember I asked you like, so what, we finna sit on the grass? You were like, no, girl, there's seats. But like my experience with a summer home, I don't know how Tanglewood is. I don't know how the other girls are doing it. But my experience with a summer home is Ravinia, and that's when the Chicago Symphony goes there. They have the pavilion and has like 200 or 300 seats in there, and then everywhere else for acres and acres is grass. So me and Eileen, I forgot what the orchestra was playing, and we bobbing around and we having a good time, and all the white folks around us looking at us and staring at us. I'm like, girl, y'all are the problem. And also, out of everybody here, except for the people on stage, I could do this. You listen to this because you like it. I do this, and you see you making it something because black people ain't classical musicians,
right?
I'm like, I mean, even Eileen said that. It's like, out of everybody in here, we could do this. Yeah. You know, she teaches orchestra, and I slave away. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I hate that. It's like, and like, is there a way you should act in the concert hall? I'm like, yes, only because the people on stage have put a lot of work into what they're doing, and you're gonna be, out of respect for them, you're not gonna be in the aisle breaking your back. You know, but it's like, other than that, girl, if you don't, I don't know. We on the grass.
Right.
I mean, like, it is quiet. You know, it's quiet. Like, the whole park is quiet. You know, ain't nobody talking. We weren't even doing nothing. We just dancing around. I forgot what the orchestra was playing. It was freaking lit. Probably, you know, it was Mahler too. I remember now. Mahler too. I'm finna sit there like I don't know what time it is. Girl.
Right.
Oh, goodness. Was that your assumption or mine? That was yours.
That was mine.
Okay, an assumption I have, I hear all the time from people who don't know what they're talking about, is that there are no jobs in classical music. And this literally grinds my gears. Like, it makes me so angry. Because people love to talk about stuff that they don't know anything about. Like, I get it. Like, orchestra jobs are hard to come by. Or not. You know, like, whatever. Is it San Diego that has like 4 viola seats open right now? Is that the one?
Mm-hmm. I mean, openings might not be hard to come by.
Right, but I mean, you get there, especially like, I remember the lady at Cincinnati Orchestra was telling me that when they did their auditions last year, and they had like 3 viola openings, 250 violas showed up. And it's like, okay, you know, but it's like there are plenty of opportunities in classical music if you can either make them or you can seek them out. But you can teach, you can start a podcast, you could do YouTube. You like there's so much things even outside of the gaze of like teaching and playing. You know, like you could do arts admin. Like classical music is expansive, and that's probably one of the assumptions that get on my nerve the most. Like, don't talk, especially people who talk about things that they don't know. Girl, you are an accountant. How you know what we doing over here?
Oh, okay. You could be an accountant at a orchestra. You still in our industry. You helping us out.
Like, right. Like, girl, child, you don't know what's going on over here. You don't know what we got going on over here.
Exactly. So, some assumptions that I get. So back to the walking around with a bass thing, because I switched mine and decided to do that one later. Mm-hmm. Some of the assumptions I get of just what my instrument is. One I get a lot is violin, which if you've ever seen a violin, you would know that this is not a violin.
Wait, are they like being like stupid? Are they really things of?
They really think I'm like, if you know what a violin is, then you would know that this is not that.
I want to say like you see the importance of general music education, but honestly, like if you don't know that's not a violin, general music can't help you. And I'm not saying like everybody has the same experiences. I'm just saying like there's so many opportunities for you to know that that's not a violin outside of the classroom.
I get guitar a lot.
Okay.
I've gotten tuba. I've also gotten flute.
Nah, see, I feel people be messing with you. People be messing with you.
They just be thinking of like the first. What's the first instrument that comes to mind? In terms of non-instrument things, of course, you got a dead body in there. Oh, first of all, yes. I've got that at the airport. I'm like, I'm gonna put it through the machine with a dead body inside. Yep.
And all of TSA is gonna turn their eyes.
Mm-hmm. Yep. I'm gonna take my chances on that. Even though they open the case and inspect what's inside, they're just gonna push around the corpse and let it right on through to my destination where I'm shipping the dead body.
Yep.
And
base cases and in the base, it's the best place for you to host a dead body.
I also used to carry just my bow in the bow case to school, which I mean, so many I used to take the bus too, so I was like in the public a lot, like it wasn't just a car ride. Mm-hmm. And like at least 6 times a day, like people asking. I've gotten people asking, "Is it a gun?" Yes. Which is one right. I'm like, yes. In this concealed carry state, I'm openly carrying a gun on the bus.
Yes, me, a minor.
Yes, a pink gun with stickers all over it that say bass and various music things.
Yep. I'm like, you got it.
Like, I don't expect anybody to know, like, oh, that's a bass bow. Like, I don't expect anybody to know that.
I mean, I expect people to mind their business.
But I don't expect you to be, is that a gun? Oh, super loud. Like, first of all, that's like one of the things that like I was kind of nervous about taking it out, because like when you say that now, Mr. Officer over here turning his neck trying to see what you're talking about. Now he see, in the world that we live in, like you can't put nothing past nobody. Like,
exactly,
you don't got to do nothing wrong to be
laid
out in the street. So
at all.
Like, that's one that I get a lot. And then the most recent one that I got that had me I just stared at this lady like, I'm gonna just wait for you to say something else because I don't know how to respond to this. I was waiting at LAX with my flight case, and she's like, is that a spaceship?
I'm ready to be over. I actually don't want to.
But she was dead serious.
No, she wasn't.
Yes, she was.
No, I feel people be messing with you, Delaney.
That was the part that killed me. Like, she was not even smart. Like, she was genuine. She was like, is that a spaceship? I was like,
I'm like, yeah. I'm working for NASA.
Blast off.
Yeah, I'm working for NASA. The Hidden Figures of my aunties.
Okay. Blast off from right here on the sidewalk.
Yep. With all this airplane fuel behind us, we're going to do it right here.
Right, in the midst of all the civilians.
Yep.
Y'all kill me. Y'all really truly do.
Wow. I couldn't even laugh at that, because I'm like, she could not be serious. I waited for you to tell me the rest of what she said.
I'm like, I was just looking at her like, are you kidding? She was dead serious. The spaceship.
Oh, that God. One that sent me the other day, I was talking to my dear line sister, and she was like, I was telling her like I'm preparing for something, so I was talking to her about how much I'm practicing, and she's like, "You still play viola? I thought that was for school, girl." That was funny to me. that was funny to me. Oh my God.
People thought that was for school. That is hilarious.
People assumed that. My grandma was like, "What are you practicing for?" And I'm like, I literally only have a piece of paper. I have to get a job now. Like, I have a piece of paper that says, "Congratulations, you made it through Eastman." That is all I have. I have to practice. Woo! That was the best thing. I love her dearly. That was my favorite thing. I've known her for years. That's my favorite thing she's ever said. I mean, on my bad days, do I wish it would just be over? I mean, maybe. Just play viola for fun with a concept.
Right, with a concept, one said.
But also, it's fun being good. Okay, let me dress that up a little bit for people who are like freshmen in undergrad. What I do think is fun about the viola is like not being able to play something and then finally being able to finally being able to play it. So like, I spoke to Beverly, one of my favorite violists ever in the world, and I was telling her about how I use Walton for my auditions, and every time I say that, people be looking at me like they saw a ghost, because it's very unwise. However, we're stuck here. I hate it here, but we're stuck, okay? Because I'm not gonna learn the whole. Yeah, because it's so risky. There's a shift in the first. There's a shift like in the first like couple of notes, and then. Yeah, and then but that it's over. You know, people stop listening. So it's like the most risk. I mean, besides, who's that dude? Who's your favorite? What's it called? Hindemith's got a chord. Hindemith's got a chord in the opening. So if you don't know what you're doing, you screwed.
Could you imagine?
No, you have an E on your in your. You have an E on one finger and you have an E flat on the other finger. That's some Katie junk that I would do if I was nervous.
Remember when you were playing with the opening? You were playing with the opening chord of Eyeglass.
Seconds before we went on stage.
Chalet.
But I cannot believe that worked out in our favor.
Right.
We should play that piece again. I was thinking about that. I don't know for what, but apparently there's other movements.
All right.
Whatever. So we're talking about how risky it was, and I forgot where I was going. Shoot. Talking to Beverly. What were we talking about before that? Oh, okay. So I was talking to Beverly about Walton, and she's like, she basically said, she said, if you can't nail that first page, forget it. And I was like, well. But I mean, I was practicing Walton earlier, and it's like the chords at the bottom of the page are like finally in tune. I'm not talking about like quasi in tune, like how they've been for the past couple times I've had to throw it together for something, but like they are like in tune, like period. They just are in tune, and it's like I remember when I couldn't play that, and I also remember when I used to cry about this part, like literal, like this sounds terrible. I like. A tear falls onto my viola type dramatic stuff. Like, you cannot believe how terrible this sounds. And it's like, that's fun to me. It's fun that I can finally play the opening and it's in the key of A minor. It stays there. You know, like, so I will say like, that's fun. I want to clear that up. Like, I think viola is fun. I do. At least for now.
Okay.
I think one thing Delaney and I talked before we turned the mics on is a common assumption that we get it. Oh, you do?
Yeah, I have one more.
Oh, my bad. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so this happened. I probably told you this before, but this happened right before my Eastman audition. I was at my father's house, and
not your father.
No, you know what? I'm not gonna do this.
Yeah. You know what? I feel bad for. We could go there.
I was just about to say something. Yeah,
the mics are on. We'll go there later.
So, don't know much about my life. I think now he knows I play the bass, but before he thought it was a cello or something. But like, I was going to. He lives in Buffalo.
I don't
very
like
close
you.
to Rochester. What do you? What?
Really just don't like you.
Why don't you like me?
Never mind. He lives in Buffalo.
Mm-hmm. I'm very close to Rochester, so I was at his house the day before my audition, and we were eating, and he was like, "Oh, so you're gonna like audition for the you're gonna play for them?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna play my audition," and then they decide like, "Do I come here or not?" And he was like, "Oh, okay, so you like read music and stuff."
What was your face like?
I was like, yeah, I know how to read music.
Cause like you have to make a choice. It's like, am I gonna be rude or and you'll be like, is he for real? I'm like, you can't be for real.
But it's like it's just crazy like how much like it's really a mystery to some people. Like I'm not even trying to shame and be like, oh you dummy, you didn't know that.
Yeah,
like, you know. But it's just like it's like dang, it's like really a mystery to some people. Like it's such a like a niche thing that you're like engrossed in it. You don't realize that like this is totally new for some people. Like totally new. Like
I remember like I was in a situation with someone else, and that made that sound worse. I went on an outing with someone, and he was like,
"So you're not going to use my word against me."
But it was literally an outing. It was literally that's all it was, right? So he was like, "So you play viola? Like, what is that?" So that's a question I'm used to getting. Okay, as a violist, I'm used to getting that question. Cool. Tell him what it is. He's like, "Oh yeah, my sister plays violin." And I was like, "Oh okay." So he was like, "So like, you be reading music and stuff? Like, you gotta learn all them notes?" I'm like, "Baby, it's not."
That's what they tell me.
And the way he asked it was like, because the way he phrased it, it was like he didn't understand the concept of like, okay, basically you don't have to relearn the notes every time you learn a new piece. So he kind of was like, he kind of like framed it like, I don't look at Don Juan and I'll be like, okay, that's a G, that's a A. But I was like, I felt bad. I was like, this ain't no way this is gonna work. I mean, I understand like people don't know music, but it's like if we're at the very fundamental, like you wasn't even paying attention to general music. I don't know about all that. But yeah, when you told me about your dad, I immediately thought about that. I was like, people really just have no clue what we be doing. They really think we just over here just with our hobby.
Which I feel like my like I look at you some type of way because I'm like, you don't really see how much of it. Like this is a big deal. I'm auditioning for Eastman,
and they won't know
Eastman. Like they just think, oh, well, Delaney done. Was she done with that bass junk? Like, you know?
Yeah. And it's
like,
and they don't even have I'm not saying like, oh, look at us, we go / went to Eastman. Da, 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 da. It's not even like that. It's like they don't have a concept of like how difficult it is to get into a place like this. And then my aunt was even like, she's a pharmacist. She was talking to somebody at work. She's like, yeah, my niece go at Eastman. And the way the pharmacist reacted, she was like, she called me. She was like, yeah, I told her you went to Eastman, and the way she reacted, I'm like, yes, because it's a conservatory. and then it was annoying. Then it switched to my niece go at Eastman. I was like, all right. So now it's like, before it was
her voice all the way up there.
Jamaicans do be like that. But anyway, like before it was like a brick and mortar attached to the U of R. Now it's like, but that's a whole nother conversation because I really do get on my nerves. It don't matter where you go to school, but whatever.
Yeah. Dang, I was gonna say something else and I forgot it.
Dang.
What were you? Okay, so you were saying. Oh, okay. But some people do attempt to understand, because I just went to a family function the other day.
Oh Lord.
And no, but some people do like. They were asking me about the podcast, and they was like, "Oh, so the girl your friend that you do the show with, like, you guys go to school together or what?" And I was telling them that, like, oh yeah, you graduated, but you have a master's degree, and I was like, yeah, so, maybe she might get an artist diploma or something, and they was like, what is that? So
yeah,
I had to explain what an artist diploma was, and like, because they were like, is she getting a PhD? And I'm like, well, no, if she gets a doctorate, then it would be a DMA, and like, like, and I'm sure people are like, you can get a doctorate
in music. Yeah. I'm like, yes, girl, you can get a doctorate in literally anything. Like, because people really feel like, which kind of is annoying. It's like a unintentional disrespect towards music. It's like, girl, you can get a doctorate in literally anything.
And I remember being at a thing with some friends who were actually all musicians or ex-musicians, and and telling them, I don't know how Richard came up, but I was like, yeah, he's getting a PhD in music theory, and the overwhelming reaction of disgust.
Well,
but I was like, I get
that's
that.
understandable.
They were like, he hates himself. I'm like, okay.
Okay. Wow.
I was like, okay, he don't hate himself.
Wow.
I know.
He actually loves you. He actually loves y'all, because he's gonna be one of maybe how many black men on one hand you can count that's a PhD in theory.
In music, right? I'm like, I mean, he like it because he good at it.
Yeah. Imagine being.
I could never.
I also don't want to.
Right, and like, I'm usually like a never say never person, but like, I literally don't even think I have it in me to do that.
I can't even. Delaney, I tell you, he was helping me with an analysis of this piece that I'm playing, and he's like, oh, it's an 012 and an 013. I'm like, you talking about set theory? I'm like, my stomach started to turn immediately. I was like, It brought me back to a place where I used to be forced to take theory at this school, and I was like, I hate it here. I don't like
yeah. Whenever kids talking about all that theory junk, my head immediately starts throbbing.
I was like, girl, if you don't tell me which chord this is so we could go about my merry way, don't get all excited about this junk. I'm like, girl, okay. You good? Okay. So a final assumption that Delaney and I share as instrumentalists is that people always assume that we are vocalists because we're black. And it might not even be like coming from a bad place, but I just know that like there's no other reason why you see all these other people and you assume that I study voice. And I want to like, what are your thoughts on that?
One thing I will say, for people, like the most that I've gotten that is at school, like in the like dining center, like those people. And like, I know that a lot of people probably think like, oh, it's a black woman, you probably grew up singing in church, which I did, but like that sort of thing. But one thing I will say that I'm realizing now, for those people in particular, is that they never see me with an instrument.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, that might be why. But other than that, like, those are the only people that I can see that I'm like, okay, everybody else got an instrument on their back, and every time I come in here I never have an instrument for obvious reasons. But a lot of people, just like the jazz thing, a lot of people think like, they see a black woman, they're like, oh, you probably was singing the gospel and blah blah blah, and like, I mean, that actually does tend to be our biggest like demographic in the music schools.
Like, that is true.
Except for at Eastman, we had a whole bunch of black violists for.
Yeah, if you want to be black,
voice.
If you want to be black, yep. If you want to be black, put the viola, come on down to Eastman.
Like
Mr.
Taylor.
But even
other studios.
Even other studios. I feel like, what happened to you about how, like, there's a time where I was like, dang, don't nobody know black people play the viola, and it's like, literally, the blacks play the viola. Like, that's what they play. Like,
yeah, like, everything else is like, we got in the whole woodwind section, like, okay, Jasmine.
Right.
And, there was one other person. But, like, in the whole, all across the entire woodwind, everything. Like,
right.
But then now viola, we 5 deep. Like,
is it really 5? Was it 5?
I think it was
maybe
3, 4.
It's
4.
5. Wait, hold on.
Oh, was it? It was you, Adrian, Isaiah, and what's his name?
Julian.
4.
There's not one more? Okay, you know what? I'm mixing up because that Drop Fairy Kid is here now.
Yeah, now he just came. Yeah.
Yeah, I mixed him in.
But now you gone and Isaiah gone.
Oh, so maybe it's like more balanced now.
Yeah.
Cause it was deep, like deep.
That and a couple. No, trumpet too. We had 4 last year, 4 or the year before that rather.
Yeah, but trumpet, they're all jazz trumpet except for Peyton.
Oh, that's true.
But there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, but Peyton's friend that always was looking in one direction. I'm telling you, you claim that I didn't look at you. There have been multiple times where I've walked past that man and stared into his soul and like turned my head all the way around like an owl. Trying to get him to just look up. I'm like, you're determined not to make eye contact with anybody.
I mean, but look where he is now.
Right. I need to.
That's what I need to do. I need to stop looking at people too.
Mess around right over here.
Mess around looking at people. Now look at me.
Right. Now he elite institutions, full ride scholarships and all of that. Congrats to him.
Dang. Well, I mean, I know it doesn't come from a bad place, but I just wish you would ask. I mean, that's the only thing. Just because, like, Black people do multiple things. And there's nothing wrong with vocalists. Like, of course not. We love y'all for real. Oh. I mean, nothing.
Let's just say, when you see a vocalist when you see one.
That is true.
That's very true.
I feel like there's not many instruments like that.
Yeah, it's really not.
Or at all. Yep, at all, actually.
Right.
We love y'all though.
That's the only one that is like it's the surefire like.
That is a vocalist.
Yes. A vocalist.
Okay. Okay. We want to hear what are some of the assumptions that you've heard about classical music. I'll probably post on the IG. If you're not following us on IG, make sure you follow us on IG. We be having a good time over there.
For real.
And we are moving on.
Right.
Black excellence, where we hype you up, gas you up, and give you your props because there is room for everyone at the top. And this week I'm talking about Cameron Anai Williams. Cameron is a sophomore at the Juilliard School, and she is from West Palm Beach, Florida. Surprise, surprise, she's a violist. She has an organization called Cam and I Strings that collects used string instruments and repairs them and donates them to students of local elementary schools after school program.
How do you have the time?
And she's the one that be
she be deep in there. Like,
she be the one fixing them. I don't even change my own strings. Okay.
I drop that bad boy up off at the shop. And like, yeah, so could you take care of this for me? Thanks.
Yeah, I'm at the point I haven't changed my own strings. I couldn't tell you. When's the last time I changed my own strings? 2009. I'm like, for what? They're gonna do it faster and they're gonna do it better. Mm-hmm. So you might as well just do what you gotta do, girl. But yeah, like, okay. In South Florida, she be doing that. And it's cool. She's supported in part by Sphinx Empowered Artist Grant. So she founded this organization when she was 14. What was I doing at 14? She started playing the violin when she was 5, and then she switched to viola at 10, and she wanted to purchase a viola, but she didn't have the money for it. So her grandma, affectionately known as Nana, helped purchase a viola for her. And she wondered, like, this is great that I got this, but what about the kids who can't afford to do this? So who can't afford to get an instrument? So this is why she started Cam and I Strings, helping kids get instruments in her area. Something really cool about her is that she wrote a book called Kinderlutes, and it's a story of how 4 friends, a violin, viola, cello, and bass, are nervous about about meeting.
Inclusion.
Right. Okay, diversity and inclusion. Bass. People forget about the bass. I'm sorry.
They do. You know what one of my pet peeves is? Sorry to pull over.
Mm-mm.
But I've been in an orchestra before where they say, okay, can I have all strings and basses?
No.
I'm like, what? Girl. Anyway.
No, but you know what? I can sympathize with you and empathize with you, but I feel like violas get way more flack than y'all for no reason. We don't really even be bothering nobody.
Yeah, like I mean, y'all are more like people attack you guys. They
we get bullied.
Yeah,
people love to hate us.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like
they
your boss.
You, so they can't join you, so they try to beat you. But
your boss, when she was like, "All right, so all third violins," I said, "All right." Anyway, I had to say all that.
Right.
So they're nervous about meeting their new owners, which is if they were meeting my kids, I would be nervous too.
I was just about to say.
Like some type of insurances. You gonna need some type of something. And they learn while their young musicians learn to play properly and treat their string instruments with care, find out in Kinderlut. So it's very cute. It's a cute book. She presented this at Sphinx Tank and she won Artist Choice. So I would check out. Also, a cool thing about this book is the fact that everything is done by her and her siblings. Like the illustrations, the story, like it's really, really cool. So I'm going to go ahead and link her website. I'm also going to link, Garrett did a narration of this on, NPR. Sorry, which state do you live in? NPR. And so you can hear that, and I'm going to link it so you can listen and also support this young Black queen making a huge difference. Also, she's an entrepreneur. She's selling books and junk. Like she fixing instruments. Like it's super cool. Check her out.
Being a full-time student at Juilliard, like
exactly.
Girl, what?
Like what?
I'm barely even keeping up with this podcast, and I only do half the work.
Okay. And also a cool thing is like her school supports her. Like you can buy the book at the Juilliard store, Juilliard bookstore. Yeah, like. It's like she's doing a thing. I think it's so cute. I think it's super cool. So keep doing your thing, mama, and congrats to you and all that you've done.
If this book was about the kids that we teach, okay, it would be a horror story. Okay, horror loop.
Horror loop. Will you keep your soundpost today? Find out on this episode of Horror Loop.
Yeah, I mean, this book is super important. Just from what I've seen personally, like we need to get some of those.
I'm telling you, like I'm gonna implement a new thing because, like, honestly, like getting mad at them and just rolling my eyes is not enough for them. Cause I'll be looking at them like, are you for real? Like,
it's like they just don't understand. They need something to explain it, something or someone to explain. So that's where this book comes in.
But it's like the culture that was set up at our job before our current boss got there is the reason why they act like this.
Exactly.
Because whatever, kids are clumsy and they make mistakes, but they don't be twirling around like they Michael Jordan in basketball. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been teaching for a long time, okay, and I've never seen it like this ever. Yeah. So we working, but yeah. Piece of the week. We've been here forever.
That is very, very true. My piece this week is going to be the 7 double bass duets by David Anderson.
I saw you on your Insta story, Dust to the Girls. Oh, I should see Vasilla play some for the audience. Could you imagine? I would never do that.
I mean, it's on my story, and I'll probably put it in my highlights. So by the time
it sounded really, really good. It sounded really, really good.
Yeah, I mean, we're going to be playing that. I mean, by the time this comes out, it might have already been passed. I don't know. But we're going to be playing that in a different movement where I'll be playing bass 1 on that one. Because, like, they're made so that you can, like, switch back and forth on repeats and, like, stuff. Like, you're supposed to read on one stand and that kind of stuff. But, yeah, there's 7 really short bass duets, and we're going to be playing them for a LA Phil neighborhood concert.
You're subbing and playing with LA Phil.
Okay, anyway.
That's
in
true.
my hometown, Inglewood. Yeah, so
that's dope.
Those are my piece of the week. And actually, the recording I'm gonna link, one of the people playing is David Anderson himself.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. So, all right, let's get out of here.
All right.
Wow, we're getting closer and closer to it. This can't become a regular thing.
We're here, Delaney. It's like as long as you know what, as long as we don't do, as long as we're not going to drift into that Richard territory. But like I've accepted it. There's no way.
Well, last week was around 2 hours. We're getting so close. We're at 150 something.
Oh, I know Richard was 245, wasn't it?
Was it?
Wasn't Richard?
No way. No. It was 2 something, but I don't think it was that close to 3.
Girl, I'm accepting it. I mean, I think we were balanced. For like one episode, the one that came out on Monday was 59 minutes.
Okay. Because we can't, like, if we're in a pinch, like, what we gonna do? All right, let's do another 4-hour episode. Like,
okay, right. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for listening to Classically Black Podcast. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Classically Black Podcast. If you have a piece of the week, if you have a piece of the week suggestion, I'm not looking at it. Let me put you somewhere else so I could do my outro in peace. Drop you down there. If you have a piece of the week suggestion, Black excellence suggestion, intermission suggestion, don't forget to email us to them. Okay, email us. I can feel you looking at me and I moved you. Okay? Don't forget to email them to us at classicallyblackpodcast@gmail.com. If you're listening on SoundCloud, don't forget to subscribe to us so you can get a notification instead of like clicking around. And we will talk to you next week. Maybe, because you know what? Delaney's really like, it's not working out. Okay.
sis.
Okay. Bye, y'all.
Bye.